Have you ever spoken up at work, filed a complaint, reported harassment, or even just stood up for yourself and suddenly found yourself written up, demoted, or even fired? That, my friends, could be retaliation. And today, I'm going to explain exactly what retaliation is, how the law protects you, and what you need to prove if you suspect your employer crossed the line. Now, retaliation is one of the most common claims employees bring against their employers. In fact, the EEOC receives more retaliation claims than any other type of workplace complaint. And why is that? Because when people complain about discrimination, harassment, or illegal behavior, some employers try to punish them for speaking up instead of fixing the problem. But here's the good news. Retaliation is illegal. Well, so what is retaliation? Well, it happens when an employer takes a negative action against you because you engaged in what's called a protected activity. Protected activity includes things like reporting discrimination or harassment, filing an EEOC complaint, participating in an investigation, requesting a reasonable accommodation for disability, even just opposing unlawful practices like telling your boss, hey, that comment you made about women not belonging in leadership wasn't cool at all. If after doing one of these things, you suddenly find your job getting harder, your hours cut, or you're even fired, that may be retaliation. So what counts as retaliation? Retaliation doesn't always look like a dramatic firing. It can be subtle. Some common forms include being demoted or passed over for promotions, getting written up for small, petty things that were never an issue before, or having your hours reduced, or being excluded from meetings, projects, or opportunities you normally would have been included in. The key question is, would this negative action discourage a reasonable employee from speaking up in the future? If the answer is yes, it may be retaliation. Now, to prove retaliation, you generally need to show three things. Number one, you engaged in protected activity. That means you made a complaint, filed a charge, or otherwise asserted a legal right. Number two, your employer took a materially adverse action against you, not just something petty, but something that could impact your job, your pay, or your career. Number three, there's a causal connection between the two. In plain English, you have to show that the negative action happened because you spoke up. Timing is often your strongest evidence here. If you complain to HR on Monday and by Friday you're on a performance improvement plan with vague goals, that's suspicious. Courts call that temporal proximity, and it can help prove your case, but timing isn't everything. Emails, witness statements, or patterns of behavior can also help connect the dots. Document everything. Retaliation is one of the easiest claims to prove because the timing is everything. If you engage in protected activity and shortly thereafter you are going through all kinds of drama, it's easy enough to show, even if the complaint you made about discrimination or harassment didn't survive. Document everything.